Good afternoon, everyone. I am Paulina Lau, and this is my show and tell of my lamp, workstation, and think tank models. But before I show my models, here's my concept. I got my concept off of my most vivid dream. And the dream started off in real life, but later on, Andrea, and I got sucked into a game. The game is called Identity V. In this game, you can either be the hunter or a survivor. The hunter hunts and captures the survivors, while the survivors try to survive and escape. In my dream, we were the survivors. The dream goes on as we get chased by the hunter, decode machines, then escape. The dream ended when we got out of the game and back into real life, but then we became best friends with the hunter. Anyway, how did I get my concept from this weird dream? I started off with a mind map. As you can see at the center of my map, I started with the word identity V, then added more words that are related to it. From this map, I chose the words Tim Burton style, button eyes, and the drawing below. From those three choices, I decided on the Tim Burton style. Since I still needed more information on the Tim Burton style, I made a second mind map. With this second mind map, I was able to come up with the words eerie and sketchy. From those two words, I made the concept eerie glow beneath the sketchy details. I was able to make design languages for my first design, which is the lamp. So for the lines, there are sketchy lines, spirals, and some colors. And with that, I made 5 designs. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Out of these 5 designs, I chose number 1, but later on I changed it into this design. With this design in mind, I was able to create my lamp. So here it is when it's turned off. This lamp is made out of wires, paper mache, and string. It holds its shape by the use of wires and is covered by paper mache to not only hide the wires, but to also give it a 3D feel. The fairy lights go all the way up to the lampshade area and are covered and cleaned up by paper mache as well. This is my lamp when it's on. The lampshade is made by using a foam ball as a mold for the paper mache, so it will have a semi-sphere shape. The bottom part of the lampshade is left uneven to give off that sketchy vibe. The spiral, sketchy, and uneven lines from my design language are seen in the base, lampshade, and light area of my lamp. I stuck with the colors black and white to keep the overall eerie Tim Burton feel. So, here's my lamp actually in real. So here it is. Okay. For the second design challenge, which is the workstation, my design language changed a bit from the last challenge. I kept the sketchy lines, but I added curved lines and spirals. For my shape, I used more organic and curved shapes. I stuck with black and white for the color, and the texture stayed the same. Again, I made 5 design sketches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Out of these 5, numbers 1, 4, and 5 were my favorites. But number 4 stood out to me the most, so that's the one I chose. Here I have my notes I made before, during, and after making the table. For the notes before, some of them I changed in the final model and some I followed. So now my workstation model. This is what my workstation when it's opened. This is made out of cardboard, illustration board, and wires. My design is meant to be opened when you need a big space to work and closed when you don't. This is my workstation when it's closed. The drawers and pole that looks like a cupcake stand are both interactive. You can open and close the drawers and the pole can spin around. So here's how my table opens. Can you see the video? This one. Okay.
Paulina.
So here's how my, yes. Okay, so here is my table, how it opens. The drawers can open and close, and then the pole can move and spin around. So I lift the stand up and put out the second division and put the stand down. And now it's 2 divisions. And I do the same thing for the 3rd division, put the stand down and then stay. For the 4th and 5th, they're the same. And the fifth is the last one, and I just let it stand. So here, that's how it opens. And I do the same thing, how to close it, but in reverse. So here's how it works underneath underneath the table. So there are wires that gets inserted in the cardboard, and the stand can open in all divisions. But I made this before I finished my final, and it can open and close like that. Okay, so next, my design language for my last challenge. Wait, here's the table actually. It's here. Okay, so for my design language for my last challenge, which is the think tank, I just kept the design language from my workstation. So if you can remember, here's my design language: sketchy and curvy lines, organic and rounded shapes, black and white colors, and a sketchy spiral. Then I wrote down the activities I want to do in my think tank. Number 1, arts and crafts. 2, studying. 3, reading. 4, dance. For arts and crafts, I needed a big table and storage. For studying, I needed a chair, table, and storage. For reading, I need a soft chair and storage as well. For dance, I need mirrors, mats, a speaker, a fan, and water. And from these design languages and prioritized activities, I came up with a floor plan. The top curve of my think tank is the lounge area. The left curve is my dance studio, and the right curve is my study and reading area. On the right curve, there's a loft, which is seen on the drawing on the right side of the screen. The loft area is my arts and crafts area. So here's how my think tank looks from the outside when it's closed. When I say closed, I mean that my house can open up like a dollhouse to see inside, but right now it's closed. The walls of my house are white and the door is black to have contrast. So this is the roof of my house. It can also be removed, and there is a ceiling window to enter light. So there's a door that can open and close as well. So here's how it looks open when the walls are opened up. The roof can also be removed so that you can get a better look in my think tank. With the walls open, we can now see the furniture inside. So this is how it looks like when it's all opened up. So here's the lounge area. The sofa is a curved organic shape, and the carpet beneath the sofa has spiral so that it will follow my concept. The left and middle photos are when the walls are closed, and the right photo is where the walls are open. So there's also a window there so that you can see outside. The window is covered in plastic. So here's the entrance to my dance studio. It has a sliding door held by a string. The left photo is when the door is closed, and the right photo is when the doors are open. So the walls of the entrance are black and the door is white. So here is the inside of my dance studio when the walls are closed. Attached to the wall are supposed to be mirrors, which in reality is just shiny paper. The outer walls are color black while the inner walls are color white. So there's the mirror. And then here is a better look inside with the furniture and the wall is removed. On the left side, the furniture is an electric fan. On the right side are the speaker, water refill, and towel holder. And below are the mats. So this is the fan, this is the water holder, this is the speaker, and this is the towel holder. In the loft, we have my arts and crafts area. The spiral table is my workstation design from earlier. There is a moving chair there also. The shelves on the left extend all the way down below the loft. The rails are made out of wire, and to get up to the loft, there's a ladder. The walls are color black to emphasize that area. There's also a window there for inspiration for the arts and crafts. And then, so here is my reading nook. Below the loft is my study and reading nook. So as you can see, the shelves extend all the way down here. Same as the concept in the lounge area. The carpet has spirals to follow my concept. There are two bean bags and a small table for my reading nook, and there's an L-shaped table with a moving chair for my study area. So these two are the bean bags, and this is the shelf, and this is the table, and this is the chair. That's the spiral carpet. For me, out of all the steps in the process of making my design, the most useful one was the mind map, because without it, I don't think I could have came up with the unique design like these. So that's all for my models. I hope you enjoyed watching the process and thought behind these creations. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you so much, Paulina. Congratulations. You guys are so nervous. Wala naman palang thing to worry about naman. Takot na takot sila kanina eh. Or kahapon ba yun? But we were very, very impressed. Right, Miss Kathy? What are your thoughts?
Yes, I actually messaged Miss CJ. How old is Paulina? I had to ask her because at the level that you, how old are you, Paulina?
14 po.
14.
She just turned 14.
Gosh, at 14. Baka gusto mo mag-apply sa amin to join our SHS because what you presented just now is really, really impressive. From your seed dream all the way up to your emergent design translations were all on point. Visually, things connected with each other, and I understood where that came from, and I could still see how that idea evolved from an object, from a dream to an object to a space. The space itself is a really good presentation also, because you showed us how do you envision this to really open up in real life? Parang yung sa tiny house on the shows. Do you really envision something like this to be a movable structure? So it was for okay. So that's something you might want to consider, especially since that I noticed that the scale of it is tall yet slightly narrow, and if the structure had an ability to widen the area between your different nooks, would greatly improve yung not only ventilation but also the feel of the space. I do like that you have chosen your study area to be above your reading area, because the reading area will be a lot more cozy. The lighting will be more controllable versus the study area, which it's great for studying to have natural lighting. All of these things taken into consideration is a really good indication that you have a good design and practical sense. Visually, it appeals very much to me, the Tim Burton-esque lamp and how that lamp fits in that space, and the desk that moves and is actually like, in a sense, modular, I imagine. Also is a really good solution to your needs. So bravo, Paulina. Very, very well done. I'm very impressed.
Thank you, Miss.
Yay! I agree with Miss Kathy. How about you, Miss Joy?
Actually, nauna lang tanong ni Miss Kathy yung age. But I was also wondering, the way she presents, the way yung thought process niya, the confidence and all, doesn't sound like 14. Again, I will repeat it. Kayong magpinsan, I would want you as my students in college level. Then my previous students, I'm so sorry for them. But, I was really amazed. I was really impressed. When you were presenting kanina, I can't help but smile because, your concept of Tim Burton, it's very youthful. Parang for us, it's very playful. And you were able to interpret it in a more contemporary way, in a more realistically way. And I remember lang, when you were presenting, I think paro kayo ni Andrea kanina, it's a concept of eerie, One of my projects when I was doing my master's degree is we have to interpret an emotion. For me, ang napunta sa akin is something eerie as well. So I have to interpret it in a space, in a product, parang ganon. So parang kanina, when you were presenting like the lamp and all, I was thinking, because it's color black, because you have to have that feel na it's Tim Burton, it should look eerie. But actually, you can also play other colors in that because the shape itself seems eerie already. Again, baka I'm bounding to being technical as a designer here. Pero I was already, like, I feel that you are presenting to me and I would like to buy your product and develop it. Alam mo yun, yung parang ganon, and play with materials, kaning materials na ilalagay doon. And then the other thing, yung I'm amazed with your table, to be honest. And I was about to ask CJ, like, CJ, do you require them? Kasi when you were presenting how it will open, yung may table, yung may stand and everything.
Yung workstation.
The workstation. I was amazed
before, her preliminary sketch, it was one entire unit. And then since it's gonna be very, very big, why not, to make it more efficient and practical, she chopped it into segments.
Yeah, and also
suggested na pwedeng siyang mag-extend.
Yeah, pero did you require them like how it would be made, those things?
No.
How it would be fabricated in a way na it will be efficient like that? Because I was amazed when she was presenting the back side of the cardboard. Na it will be flipping like this, it will slide like this. Parang, oh wow, you're presenting already a product that can be feasible actually. Sabi ko, so parang ang galing. And then for your think tank naman, of course, tinanong din Miss Cathy kanina, would it be really na ma-open yung walls mo like that? In reality, it will really cost a lot for you to construct an area like that. But again, we need new generations of this kind of thinkers. We always say with our students, let money comes last, how it will happen. But important yung ideas Kasi when you were designing at nalimit ka na kaagad na, kasi mahal to, kasi ganito to, talagang it will be as simple as a box. Pero for you na, this will open and all, parang, wow, that's a very major construction. Parang, pumapasok sa amin yung ganong side. But again, I'm very impressed because it's really, I hope lang, na you would be able to develop it more. Parang keep this as a record para, if ever na mag-college ka and you would try to pursue in an industry in art, diba? That's the thing that we need those kind of ideas. Na sana hindi ka malimit as you grow older. You continue to be inspired and mag-design ng ganyan and to think outside the box. Because who knows, diba, sooner or later, some famous artists start